Today, polishing off the Linda Raschke automated MACD strategy in PineScript using TradersPost. Jumping in with both feet into the warm waters of Claude Code. And why getting a face tattoo of your company's brand may just save you from getting AI downsized. All that and more in today's Blueprint. Welcome to Blueprint for June 19th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Tom Hartman, your friendly neighborhood strategy coder, alongside Peter Hartman, part of the TradersPost marketing team. Today, we'll be continuing our efforts to automate everything using AI vibe coding, tackling the Trade Lab video today focused on Linda Raschke's Trader Extraordinaire. We started this last week. This will be the part 2. By the end, we'll have a strategy all set up nice and cozy with TradersPost, automated and ready to go, ready to make us money. But today, we're going to add a little extra wrinkle. We're going to say goodbye to the boring old cursor that sold 6 months ago, and hello to Claude Code, your new cursor ID terminal thingy that you put into cursor and it co-ops the system and turns into a better system. I'm so excited, Peter. I'm so excited. I love it.
Yeah, but exactly. I'm tantalized.
But the face tattoo thing?
The face tattoo thing.
Yeah. I thought you were going to bring it up now. I thought we were going to save it later on, but okay. What's the one thing that an AI system can't do?
Love?
Show brand loyalty. Exactly. Show brand loyalty. Okay. It's built by default to be sycophanted. But if you go get a face tattoo of your business and you show up at that work, I promise you, I guarantee you're the last one to get fired. You're the last one to get fired. Big brain stuff right there, Peter. That's what you're here for.
Why is that? Why are you the last one? And you're the first one to be fired.
True believers? No, you don't get rid of the true believers. You don't get rid of the true believers. You do that last.
You get rid of the true believers who face tattoo themselves, yeah.
First of all, you face tattoo yourself. It's gonna be a while before HR decides to call you up to the office. They're gonna need to get some things sorted. I'm talking about a tasteful face tattoo, a teardrop underneath the eye, something on the temple, a neck sort of situation here, not a full-on Mike Tyson. Okay. You want to get a face tattoo now, don't you, Peter? You want to go get a face tattoo? I know you do. All right. Look, face tattoos aside, I got to say that I am very excited about today's show because, yeah, we're going to be finishing up the indicator that we started last week where, frankly, I don't know who else is showing you this, Peter. Who else is going out there showing you how to grab YouTube videos, convert that transcript with transcription service, toss that into AI, code it into a PineScript, and run that with real-life money? Not a lot of people. But you know how many people are showing you how to do that with Claude Code? 0. Just this guy today. Claude Code, let me just make this clear. Actually, I should just say this off the top. We have no affiliation with Claude Code. We're not making money from Anthropic. There's no affiliate fee. There's no nothing. I'm just about to get the face tattoo for Claude Code. That's how close I am to how much I'm loving the system. As you guys know, I've been promoting the idea of vibe coding because it's the future and we want to be prepared for the future. We are all automated traders, which means we are the best of the best, cream of the crop, better than the average people. So we're going to be leading edge. And Cursor was leading edge up until about a month ago, where I realized how much I was spending on Cursor. Cursor tokens. Turns out the $20 a month plan for Cursor only goes so far. You've seen this problem, Peter.
Yeah, even I was up to, I don't know, a couple of $100 on a project.
In a month?
Yeah, I guess so, in a month.
Yeah. I got to about $100 a day. It was getting to be a problem. I'll admit it was getting to be an issue. The problem was that I was able to work on a project and then also do 3 other things in that same project at the same time while I was doing the 4th one. So it audits over here and development over there and research over there. And then I was like the boss of my own little company, my own little employees. And it was great. fantastic. And I just wanted more employees. I wanted to do more things and more things and more things. You think doing these Pine script things that we're doing on Blueprint is all you can do? No, man, you guys can build all kinds of crazy systems, and that will be coming in the future for you to see. But I got to get you there. I got to slowly get you there so that you have the skills and the understanding of how to use these systems. And for that, you need to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any video. I know what you're thinking, Peter. People want this to be a short, tight, concise show. Give me the 5 to 15-minute rundown for me to get what I need to get.
Right.
But that's not what it's going to be. We are a build it in public sort of video. It's going to be an hour. It might be more, so strap in. That's where you're going to get the gold. Okay, so Claude Code is a imagine Cursor, all the goodness of Cursor, but within a terminal panel. Now, at first, when I saw Claude Code, I wasn't like super excited to do it. I don't spend my life in a terminal. Heck, I didn't spend my life in Visual Studio Code and like the IDE normally. That wasn't what I was doing. But Cursor made it very exciting to use that system because I was able to generate the code that I needed in order to work with the system, in order to build what I needed to build. But the cost was just too high.
Well, and okay, so just to be clear, the cost of it doesn't have to be high if you're using lesser models,
or if you're not doing grandiose things. If you're not processing large amounts of data, obviously you can just use Cursor, not a problem whatsoever.
Yeah, because I was getting up to, let's say, $60 for my project. I think it was at $60 over the course of maybe the 3 weeks of the month, using Gemini 2.5 Pro. In max mode and not max mode, so it wasn't so bad. Gemini 2.5 is cheap. Then I find out, I want to test out Claude Opus, Claude 4 Opus, and that thing is a beast, right? It zero shots things. I'm banging my head against the wall, and this just solves it like basically instantly. So I'm enjoying it now. Oh, Claude 4. I just switched the model. Boom, boom, boom. Only to find out Claude 4 is like having a child in the United States. Costs way more money than you expect, all right? Way more money than you expect. Here I'm in Canada, okay? You go to a hospital, you don't leave there worried about the bill. United States, apparently, cheaper to stay at a Ritz-Carlton, okay? So I felt like, I took my passport, hopped on a plane, heading to the United States. There I was with Claude 4, paying through the nose for this thing. I loved it. It's amazing. America's amazing.
When you were using the lesser models, you were paying less money, but it's like more time in order to do the thing.
More time, way more headache. The time, is important to me, but the headache was taking the joy out of it. You know what I mean? I was like, you know what? I'm finna learn how to code myself. All right. I'm about to just forget this and just learn how to code, because it's just like I'm there reading the terminal and trying to figure out. But Claude comes along. It's like, I got you, baby. I got you, baby. It's okay.
That's right.
But you got to pay for it. Enter Claude Code.
Well, so aside from the fact that Claude is like fantastic as a coding model, the Claude 4 Sonnet is great. Opus is marginally better, that much better. And if it was just that alone, there'd be an argument not to worry about that. Just use Cursor or whatever it is. What's great about it is that how we've been. So the best thing is the pricing. If you want, from what I understand, if you want to use like OpenAI or Google or whatever, it's just you're paying per token. Like that's just what's going to happen. And even with Claude, you're paying per token, generally speaking. But with Claude Code, what happens is that you're able to buy a plan here. Let me just show it to you on the Anthropic website. You're able to buy a plan that here the max 5x or max 20 plan, and for your general subscription to Claude, you also get in Claude Code what feels like unlimited or near unlimited amount of prompting that you can do. Now, it's not really unlimited. You do have the 200,000 token context window that you run up against, and if you were to run $10,000 worth or whatever, $5,000 worth of queries per month, you're going to get rate limited. But the idea is that you're not like rate limited out of the gate. And so I was in Cursor and I was doing things where I would make a request and process it, and then every 15 minutes or so, I'd be going to cursor.com to check what my usage was. where was I, and maybe I should take a break for the day and move on to something else. Also, as my code bases got bigger and bigger, even when you're dealing with Pine scripts, like I like to be able to sometimes toss in all the scripts I've ever done into the context window, or as much of it as possible, so that the system understands my way of going about doing things, my preferences, and I have to do less back and forth. And all that costs money. And so with this cap, or this sort of like quote unquote, unlimited asterisks with these plans, you get a lot more bang out of your buck. And when you toss it into your, let's say I go up here and I grab the, actually I already have it installed, but you would just grab this npm command and you would go to your cursor. When you install it, let's go here. It installs and, sorry, go ahead.
Are you able to make the text bigger or?
Absolutely. When you install it, an extension gets installed on your computer, this Claude extension, that essentially works within your system. So it's able to actually view the open files on your system. It's able to, like you're seeing right here, it's showing here that the file has been opened. Oops, wrong. Over here, I'm in this file. It's actually aware of the system that you're in, which is fantastic, because it means that just like Cursor is aware of all the files within my system and is able to edit them, Claude is able to do that as well. So here, I can basically treat this like the Composer chat in Cursor, except for the fact that I'm not paying every single time I'm sending my token. Also, we had talked about before, I've been a big advocate of using the from the OX Designer X account, these instructions for separating your cursor into planner mode and executor mode. So you can plan what you need to do, and in that planner mode, it's not actually executing anything, and you can work through the plan, and then in executor mode, it actually completes that. Excuse me. Well, that's out of the box with Claude Code. Out of the box with Claude Code, you get a planner mode and an executor mode. So over here, if I'm typing in my terminal and I press tab, is my computer not working? Oh, sorry, shift tab. I'll go into auto accept edits. So this is YOLO mode, where in a sense, it'll just complete all the tasks, all the things you're asking it to do without stopping. It will ask you for permission to do certain things. And if I tab again, it goes into planner mode. And this planner mode definitely does not modify any files. And what's great about it is that it keeps it all within the context window of what you're dealing with. So within the model context window. Peter, do you think if I mention context windows, people understand what I'm talking about?
No, I mean, no, I don't think so.
All right, well, just basically the memory of the AI system. And the more that you have within the context, the easier it is for the AI to output the type of content that you're looking for. So I just love being able to go through automatically this planner mode and the executor mode right off the bat, and this YOLO mode. And then there's all kinds of different other settings that we're not going to go through today, but you can create, if you do /init, for example. I'll just show you this one. So I do /init. This will set up a Claude.md file that's just like my instructions file. So you guys remember in Cursor, you can have rules that get sent along with your prompt whenever you're doing anything. And when you do it that way with init and Claude, it also sets that up. So here I'm going to give it permission to do what it needs to do. And it goes ahead and creates a Claude folder. And there I'll have settings. And eventually I'll have the Claude.md file here. I get to see how many tokens I'm using, how long it takes. I get to, double click to go. I exited when I shouldn't have done that. I could press escape twice in order to see past conversations I had. I could I could compact my context window. I could stack my context window beforehand. I could do a bunch of things I can't easily do with Cursor and not do for cheap. All right. Spend a few minutes talking about Claude Code. I think I've sold the idea that you should at least take a look at it, both as pricing and functionality, but we're going to use that today. So last time when we did on the part one of this video, we used Cursor in order to build this anti-strategy strategy in TradingView. That was essentially converting this video from Trading Lab about the Linda Raschke MACD strategy, and we basically transcribed that tossed it into AI, and then worked in order to make it get us long and short trades on the chart. All right, you remember this, Peter?
I do.
Yeah, so it was fun. As you guys are seeing, as we're doing this week by week, you're noticing how these tools are getting better and better, and it's becoming easier and easier to do this, right? Previously, it was like, if we got anywhere good, we were lucky to do that in the video, in the stream. And now it's like, there's not enough time to do all the things that you like to do. So over here, where we had ended off is that we are getting the long and short trades at the locations that we expect. But we're stopping at this point where we're showing the take profit and stop loss levels, optimizing for that, and then also connecting it to TradersPost in order to set up automated trades. So let's just take a quick look at where we are in the settings. All right, so we see we have these settings here. I can see that they're not grouped, they're not categorized or anything like that. We're going to want to fix that. And inside of our code, we have this. All right, perfect. So we're setting up a MACD, entering an exit logic, and then plotting the information on the chart. So let's just do a couple of things in Claude here to begin with. Oh, Peter, one of these days we're going to have to set up a stream where we're doing this pretty diligently. I want to set up, now that I think I'm going to be using Claude, I'm going to set up the instructions and rules and information that I want to feed to Claude. I want to set it up more readily. So for example, one second here. All right, so if we go to the documentation for PineScript 6, there's a bunch of pages that I like to feed to the AI within the context window so it knows. And I feel like, or I found that I have to constantly give these pages eventually, so I try to get these pages in as soon as possible. The first one of these pages is the style guide. So I'll actually make a list over here. Where is my, I'll do it here. Forgive me one second. Just hide my screen here for a second, Peter.
Go for it.
All right.
While Tom is getting that set up, I want to remind you that TradersPost is a full stack YouTube channel. We do blueprints here every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do After Hours, which is an after market commentary show. That's with Mike Christensen and Tom Hartman. And then on Tuesday, there's Office Hours, where they not only answer your questions, but let you know about upcoming features, tackle some issues live on stream, and have a merry old time. So if you are a fan of TradersPost, I highly recommend you like and subscribe so you're notified when these videos go live.
Perfect. Let's go back. I forgot I was in full screen in the browser. That was the problem. So first, I like to give the system the style guide. The style guide has trading views, naming conventions.
I'm sorry. Let's start over and reset here. You say the system. So just set the context of what we're doing here.
Sure. So when I'm dealing with an LM system, an AI system within for vibe coding, I like to prep the context window, right? So the AI, when it starts, doesn't know anything about anything. It doesn't know what I'm about to do. It doesn't have any history of what's been done. So I like to prep it with some information first. And one of the things when I'm doing PineScript development that I like to do, because the AI, the PineScript is not such a robust language that it has, oodles and oodles and oodles of code to go over, and it knows everything about how TradingView works and all that sort of thing, so it knows it off the box. I like to provide the information so that it's aware of what kind of rules it should follow, because otherwise you'll end up in situations, and if anyone's ever generated AI PineScript, you'll paste it into TradingView and you'll get errors, and you're constantly going back and forth and fixing these errors. So I like to prevent that, or to mitigate that to some degree, by prepping the AI system in the context window with a bunch of the rules and guides and documentations that I wanted to reference. So the style guide is the first thing I provide. And this is the way that the script is expected to be organized, the name and functions for the variables, for functions, for how to lay things out. It gives it's not a rule you have to follow, but the compiler in TradingView appreciates this format. So I like to grab that link. I grab that link here, style guide. Then I like to give it the debugging information. So this is all the stuff where you can have how TradingView suggests that you debug your scripts. So that's very useful for the AI to know how it could debug certain things. So that's the debugging. I like to give it the, where is it here? Script structure. I like to give it the release notes. So this page, I just found it to be super useful. If you go to the release notes, this is the, so whenever there's a change, a new function added, a significant change or whatever, you have these release notes that go back for years. And so the AI knows, let's say it knows Pine script up to 2023. Well, it can see, well, what kind of changes were made in 2024, 2025, and so on, so that it doesn't have to figure it out as it goes along. So I give the release notes page. And then also there's this page in version number 4. It only exists there for some reason, called line wrapping. I don't think I'm going to see it here. I think I'm only going to see it in version 4. It's the only page I've ever seen it on. Let me just find it again. There it is, line wrapping. Yeah, it's only on version 4, and this describes how it should format the different lines of code, how it can break things up, because otherwise you'll get these what's called end-of-line continuation errors, where it's just the formatting of it is wrong. And for some reason, if I don't give this, basically 100% guaranteed the AI is going to make this mistake. So I give it that, and let me just double check if there's anything I missed. No. Later on, if I ever need any of these other things, I will. Nothing there. Okay, so that should be it. So I like to copy this information and then provide it in the context window. So let me just go here. Now for the script, so this is Claude Code. So right now, in fact, I'm just going to hide the left sidebar because I don't need that composer window. I'm just going to be using Claude. In fact, I don't even need the side one. And maybe we'll put this side by side. So I'm going to right-click Terminal and panel position. Let's move you to the left. Okay. So over here, I am going to move into planner mode. I'm going to give it a bunch of the documentation for the context window. And now I'm going to say, what was it that we wanted to do? Oh yeah, I want to please organize the input settings in the script, and then I can refer to the script in question by just doing @ and then the file, just like you would do in Cursor.
So where are you writing this? You're not writing this in the typical chat interface in Cursor. You're writing this in the terminal in Cursor.
In Claude Code, exactly. I initiated Claude Code. After installing it, I just type in Claude, and then I get a chat interface where I can then make my requests.
Can I ask you a question? Why don't you use the Claude Code terminal thing in the top right corner?
Top right corner.
You see if you the Claude icon at the top right, the orange one?
Yeah.
Well, don't click it.
Oh, I've never seen this.
It just disconnected your other terminal, just so you know, from your IDE.
Oh, I see. I didn't know that was there.
Yeah, if you press, I think it's Command Escape, it opens it up automatically. It's the same thing. It's just a dedicated interface.
Well, I often find myself opening it up 2 or 3 different Claudes, so I don't know that I can do that again and again.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So over here, it's processing. It's going through a bunch of the links I gave it. I gave it, but then it's also now going to group my input settings. So here I'm done with planning. So I'm going to say yes. Let's proceed. I could always read that and go back and forth in order to get the plan like I want it to be.
Does it matter that you're not connected to your IDE anymore?
No, it doesn't matter. The IDE connection handles like, will you be able to see certain things within the interface or what have you? The terminal still can see all the files on my computer. Well, all the files I've given access to. All right, so it did a change to the script. Let's go ahead and grab that. So basically, I want to go from this, where all the inputs are sort of grouped together, to something a little bit more intuitive. Let's see what it decides to do. See, before, if I have to wait 45 seconds for the thing to happen, I'd be like, okay, how much is this costing me?
And so I think now might be a good time to talk about the difference between Gemini 2.5 Pro, which is an excellent coding model, to Claude 4.
I don't think it's an excellent coding model. What happens with Gemini, what I found is that when you run into problems, it trying to fix its problems adds more problems on top of it. If it got confused the first time, it's going to get confused again, but it never admits it's going to have that problem and keeps going again and again and again until it tries to fix it. I don't know if this is a cursor thing or a Gemini thing, but there seems to be a rule within Gemini that if it makes a mistake 3 times, it stops trying. And then it says, you go ahead and do it. And it tries to guide you to
I was able to build, whole tools and apps using Gemini 2.5 Pro, so I'm not going to poo-poo it too much. I understand what you're talking about. But Claude 4 is, I think, arguably, or not arguably, the best coding model that's available right now. So if you're out there working on a project, there's 2 reasons why you might want to use Claude 4. One is, and I'm referring to Opus. I know you talked about how Sonnet and Opus are relatively the same. There's marginal differences, but there are actually big differences between Opus and Sonnet. Opus can think longer, and that seems to make the difference between why.
Yeah,
Opus
that is the big thing.
And Sonnet. So technically they might be good. If you do something small, Sonnet and Opus will be as accomplished. But if you have something that's far more complex and needs a lot more rigorous thinking, then Opus is going to get you there. And so the Claude 4 Opus saves you time and or saves you accomplishes the task in a better way. So I highly recommend Claude 4. I've used the various models. Claude 4 really is the best, and that's not just me saying that. That's the internet. And look, if you can't trust the internet, you can't trust X, who can you trust?
Yeah, I mean, I was trying not to be on the Claude bandwagon because I was fully in the OpenAI camp.
Yeah.
But it just got to the point where I would do the same task in Gemini Pro, start again, do it in O3, start again, do it in Claude, and consistently Claude 4 was just nailing it. Case in point, over here, it went ahead and created the group. So now I know that these settings that I'm seeing is for the MACD, here's for the strategy settings, here's for my risk management, and so on. So that's great. We did see an end of line continuation error while Peter was talking over there. So even if I gave the documentation, it still had that problem. It just shows up in PineScript all the time. I just told it what the error was, but because now it had the documentation, it can go and find what that error was and then fix it. All right, so we have that. Next up, what I don't like these levels here, these lines here. So let's remove that. I want to see boxes for when we are long and short. So let me just change this. Auto fit data to the screen. Yeah, I don't like these levels. So what I'm going to do is tell it to switch.
Now, Claude 4 is a very smart model. You really have to train, and you want to give it as much detail and talk to it like it's a regular person. And the more you can give it instructions, the better off it'll be. This is something that Tom was talking to me about last night. It's very, very good, but you got to tell it what to do.
So here, basically, I'm telling it I want to get rid of the stop loss and take profit like lines that we had. I want to show boxes instead. I just find that it's cleaner and less cluttered on the screen. And I gave it the link to the lines and boxes page on PineScript, on the PineScript documentation, so I can read it. Generally speaking, these boxes look terrible to begin with, but we'll see. All right, it's crunching the numbers. See, it's funny. Here I'm like on one script, but normally when I'm doing this with my own projects, I'm immediately, after I give the agent something to do, I have another agent to do something else, another project, another one doing research. I'm never just sitting down and waiting for the one to finish, so I don't actually feel the time. It actually feels pretty weird just to sit here. It feels like lying on the beach looking at the clouds while you think about your emails. Wait, I need to reconsider this. Since the MACD indicator needs to be displayed at the same page, we should keep overlay false. Oh, it's getting confused here. And move the, oh, here's one thing to keep in mind. So you can interrupt. I love that you can just escape and interrupt the what the AI is doing, because I could see that it looks like it's a little bit off. And I want to let it know that it could do force overlay true. It's not here. Let's go to the documentation. To boxes. Box new. Force overlay. So I'm going to grab this link and tell it force. So I'm saying here, please note that you can always use the force overlay true attribute to make the boxes appear on the main chart instead of them on the MACD pane, because there's a new feature in TradingView that allows you to target where you want the drawing to show up. And while it was going through its thing, I could see it was confused about what it should do. It said something like, wait, I need to reconsider this. Since the MACD indicator, which is what we're showing on the chart here, the MACD indicator at the bottom, needs to be displayed on a separate pane, we should keep overlay false and move the MACD plots to a separate indicator. Let me revert this change and instead add inputs to control box appearances. So it looks like it was about to split it up into two indicators. Excuse me now. Excuse me now. So let's see if it realized it. So it said, thank you for the clarification. I'll update the box creation to use force overlay true to ensure the boxes appear on the main price chart instead of the MACD pane. Perfect. I successfully converted the stop loss take profit visualizations from plot lines to boxes. The change includes add box variables, create box entry, extend box dynamically, and delete boxes when positions are closed or new positions are entered. I don't want that last one. I don't want the boxes to be deleted when the position is closed. I don't know why. It keeps doing that. I'm just not going to use these AI systems anymore if they're just not going to behave the way that they need to behave. All right. Peter, we're going to rename Blueprint to AI Bros, because if you guys think I'm going to stop talking about AI, you are sorely mistaken. We have just begun, right? You're going to turn on one of these episodes one day and it'll be an AI version of me. Midjourney video just came out. Peter, Midjourney video just came out. I'm not sure if people even know that yet.
That's fantastic. It's fantastic.
You've actually been pretty obsessed with Midjourney video since in the 12 hours since you've seen it.
Well, even before that, I've been waiting for its development for a year. It doesn't replace the other ones, because the other ones have different strengths. But it's really excellent. It's mind-blowing, actually, in a lot of ways.
I was worried about this. The boxes aren't appearing on the chart. Why aren't you appearing? Are we in a short position right now? No. Let's go here. Okay, let's just take a quick look at the code to see why our boxes aren't appearing. Box new. So our variables for our boxes are here. We start there. We assign it over here. We're just moving the right position of the box. We're deleting the existing boxes after we create new ones. I don't normally like this. Is this the only two box deletes? Shows up 4 times. Box delete, box delete. So what happens is that often, like, you don't want to actually delete the boxes. What you want is to reassign those variables to, let's see what they were originally assigned to. This was originally assigned as NA. So that's what we want to do. We want to reassign it as NA. So box delete. I'm going to change that on all four of them. We get rid of you, and I'm just going to make them NA again. Let's see if that works. Okay, so I'm seeing boxes up here. They're too high. Okay, so I'm seeing that the boxes have the top, anyways, they're basically, that's a box that's very thin and looks like a rectangle. So let's just change the way that is. So let's just grab you, go back to our cursor. Here we're going to make the change manually. And we're going to say, when the box starts, we want the top level to be the stop price. See the bottom? You see how the stop price is the top and bottom? We don't want that. We want the stop loss to have, for long positions, the stop price needs to be, the top of the box needs to be the entry price, and the bottom one needs to be the stop. So this one will be close, the close value of the candle, and then the stop price. And then for the take profit, it'll be take profit, and then the bottom of that box will be close. Let's do the same thing over here. This is for the short, so that short will be at the top. So the top of the box will be the stop price, and then you'll be close, and you'll be close. This should do it. Let's see. Okay, so boxes are big. Why are they too big now? Let's see. Long, short. Okay, they're actually fine. They're just too much. Let's change this. Take profit multiple. Let's go 0.5, 0.5. Make it more manageable. Still too big. All right, how are the stop loss and take profits calculated? So our stop price is calculated by doing a multiple of the distance between the close and the stop base. And our stop base is the lowest value, the lowest pivot value, sorry, the lowest value over this period of time. This is not going to run properly, is it? This Ta.lowest. That's going to be a problem. Ta.lowest can't be within local scope. It needs to be outside. So one second here. Let me see if the error is showing up. Okay, see these yellow squiggles? If I hover over it, it'll say function Ta.lowest should be called in each calculation for consistency. It is recommended to extract the call from the local scope. So I think that's what's causing our problem here. So let me just pass the error message, copy this, and pass it to the AI. When I pasted it, you'll see here that Claude Code summarizes it into a block. Let's see what it does. What we're expecting to see is that this variable gets declared outside of the local scope, like outside of the if condition. Okay, perfect. I'll fix all the warnings, moving TA cross under and cross over outside of the conditional expressions. Let's see what it did. So, okay, so that's what they did. They brought it over here. So let's see if this fixes it. This has to do with the series context for TradingView, where values are being calculated on every bar. And so the Ta.lowest value or highest or whatever that's tracking, you would expect it on every bar for it to be able to look back a certain number of bars to see what the value is. But if you only run the function from within a local scope, that Ta.lowest only runs sometimes. And so when it looks back number of bars, it's skipping a bunch of bars. And when you say, I want to look back over the last 5 bars or 10 bars to see what the lowest price is, it's looking over the last 10 bars it saw. So it might look back a month before it actually catches 10 bars. So that's why you want it to be on every bar for consistency. All right, already this is better.
Can you make the text here a little bit bigger, or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't have to be very big, just a little bit.
Okay. So here, okay, so that's working fine. And let me just make the box look.
So just pasting that error inside of Claude gave you the fix?
Correct. Well, it gave it the fix because I gave it the previous documentation before, so I was able to go and reference that.
Right.
It might have fixed it anyway, but I'm used to giving it the information. All right, let's just make this look a little bit better. Actually, I don't even need a border. What am I talking about? We don't need any border for you. Let's go here. Okay. All right, it's only doing on the one box. Why not the other ones? Oh, because I didn't do the other ones. Box new. Border 0. Okay. So this will look a little bit better. Let's move forward with. All right, there we go. I actually prefer the look of this sort of thing. All right. I want to process. Did we have this process on every bar? No. So I like having these options here. The option under the properties panel on every tick. I like the script to calculate, and I like to use bar magnifier, which is only available, I believe, on premium plans and above. And what it does is that it'll look at if you're on a bar higher than 1 minute, it'll look at the 1 minute bar to get more accurate entries. This only matters for your backtest. Obviously, for live markets, it'll work on real-time data. So here I'm going to say process orders. I'm going to process it on the close. I'm going to calculate on every tick, and I want to use bar magnifier. I'm just going to go ahead, save you, and then update you here so that you're updated. All right. Well, next up, we are going to be tying in our alerts and hooking this up to TradersPost for the final juicy automated trading process. But before that, a word from our sponsors.
Ask yourself this. Are you making trading harder than it needs to be? If you're trading manually or still coding just to connect to your broker, yeah, it's time to upgrade. TradersPost lets you automate trades using signals from tools like TradingView or TrendSpider or even your own custom setup. It works with brokers like TradeStation, Tradeovate, Coinbase, and a bunch more. I've been using it myself, and getting started was smooth. The platform's clean, setup's quick, and once it's running, it just works. And when you're ready to scale, adding more strategies, plugging into prop firm accounts, or juggling multiple portfolios, TradersPost handles it. It's built to grow with you. Start your free trial at TradersPost.io. Trade smarter, automate your edge.
I have to leave my wife for an AI, and I'm not sure how she feels about it. Oh, we're back. So let's just do a couple of things here. I wanted it for just for quality of life. Underneath strategy.exit, I like when my exits are right now. You'll see here that it just says exit as opposed to whether it's a take profit or a stop loss. I don't like that. So here I'm going to say comment loss is equal to stop loss. Wait, I have to do double quotes. What have I been using? Single quotes. Stop loss, and then comment profit will be that. I don't like when you are not next to where you need to be. And then down here, I'll do the same. There we go. Tab complete. Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah, why not? Okay, so next up, we want to add alerts. So I am going to tell the system, right now, do we have any alerts up here? No. I would like to add an alert message fields to the alerts that can fire through the webhook system on TradingView. These are the JSON messages that we are going to fire and show up on TradersPost in order to execute the trade. Here I'm referencing input.text area, which is a type of input you can have. It is a new input, so I do like to give it the documentation for that. So here I'm going to say text area. I'm going to give it the link for that. And then I also like to give it the alerts page, because there are 3 kinds of alerts you can have, and we want strategy alerts. Where are strategy alerts? Where is it? Alert and strategies. So I'm going to grab this, give it that page. So the idea here is that we're going to have a couple of extra fields that will appear, and we will, for the user to be able to enter in the alerts, we're going to want to paste something at the top of the screen. This is the alert message placeholder that we normally toss in. Where are you? This one. We'll do that after this guy's done. And that way, well, I'll show you, but essentially this placeholder will be replaced with the whatever text the user puts into the strategy settings. So that'll be passed along and be able to send to TradersPost. While this is happening, let's go ahead on TradersPost and build out that strategy. So we're going to come over here under strategy. Oh, we already have one created, anti-strategy here, but we could create one here if we wanted to. We would just name it we would choose what asset class we want, what settings we want, and then click save. But we already have one over here. So I'm just going to go to that dashboard. There's no signals right now. This guy is done. Let's go ahead and also paste in the placeholder at the top of the page. Grab everything. Head over. Paste. Let's take a look at the settings. We should have 2 new settings down here. Okay, so we have long entry alert, long exit alert, short entry alert, short exit alert. We don't need 2 separate alerts for exit because it'll be the same command. So I'll tell that here. While it's actually doing that, we can go ahead and pass it the documentation for TradersPost for the webhook page. And I'll tell it to follow that. Please follow. Please follow the format of webhook messages from TradersPost. I'll pass it the page. I'll wait till it's done what it's doing and then ask it to modify it. Oh, the problem. Don't override. I made a mistake here. I edited the file and I didn't save it first. So I'm getting this message here that says failed to save the file. The content of the file is newer. Please compare versions of the file content or override the content with the file with your changes. So I can compare it right now, and you'll see that it actually made some modifications, but then I added something at the top here. So I want to go ahead and I'm going to reject this so that we just have this one, and then I'm going to re-put back in the message at the top. All right, I'm going to save that, and then I'll continue with my message. All right, this is exciting. We're going to be wrapping up soon, but for now, it's fetching the contents. Do you want to allow Claude to fetch the contents? Yes. Fetch is a command that it's using, a specific one here, so it's asking me for permission to do that. And that's probably because we're not connected to the IDE, and so it thinks it's operating globally, so it's asking me for permission. All right. Just making some changes. All right, let's see what they did. Okay. Settings. We have the one exit. And now we're seeing that it's actually following the format of the JSON message from TradersPost documentation. It's using ticker, action, order type, and then for exit as well. So that's what we're expecting here from the documentation. If we're going to enter position, this is what we expect. And order type, sorry, for exit, this is what we expect as well. So that's good. So finally, if we wanted to actually go ahead and hook this up, let's actually move this to, maybe we'll move this to a Bitcoin symbol. Let's go down to the 10-second chart. Let's see if we can get a trade in here. And then we'll create, actually I'm on Bitcoin, so I have to change the settings for my strategy or this subscription. I have to change it to crypto. Allow any ticker. Strategy edit. Crypto. Save. Let's go ahead and create a new one. Actually, I should be able to change you from stocks to asset class here. There it is, stocks to crypto. Save. Perfect. So now I'm going to go and grab my webhook URL. Click on the webhook button on the top right. Copy the URL. This is my URL that I'll be sending a signal to. And I'll go ahead over here, create an alert. Oh, I have to be outside of replay mode. Create an alert. Choose my indicator, my strategy. The message, as we saw before, since I already pasted this at the top of the script, my message is already replaced with this strategy.order.alert message placeholder, which this placeholder will be replaced with whatever relevant text is inside of my script settings. And I'm going to send a notification to my script, my strategy, through the webhook URL. I click on create. It'll show up in the sidebar. Over here, I can go ahead and rename that if I want to. And now when it fires, we'll wait for it to fire. We should get a notification over here. So we're going to head over to our signals page to check it out. All right. This is the exciting part, Peter. This is the part where we sit, we wait, it dings, we make money.
The French call this la moment de vérité, the moment of truth.
Yeah. Also, le mot juste. People don't know what French is, so they're gonna think what I said was right. Tirer une garnoche derrière la tête.
What? People have AI now, Tom. There's no
Je veux
language.
manger de la poutine. These are all retail trading terms.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should make a stock, a crypto meme coin, Putin would sell.
No, they're gonna think it's like a Russian coin. Can't do that. Can't do that. All right. I forgot today is Juneteenth. So
What is that?
it's a holiday. So a lot of people are busy, which means Bitcoin's not moving quite a bit right now. I'm looking for some trades here, Bitcoin. All right. Let's see if we Peter, can you just fast forward this? Just jump ahead. Just fast forward this. In post. Do it in post.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll do it in post.
All right. Let's see if we can get a trade here. Come on. Come on. Or is there a better ticker? What's the most active cryptocurrency right now?
Cardano is really good. Their
very
TPUs are
funny.
through the roof.
Cardano is the secret coin that's somehow everyone hates it, but it's on the top 10 list all the time. So I don't know. Let's go with Bitcoin's still the highest moving one. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be high Bitcoin?
Oh, you know what we'll do? We'll just switch this to lower.
Just change the time frame.
Well, we're just about to hit the sell time frame. I'm on the 10-second. How much should I go down to the second?
I was just trying to sound like a trader.
I'll switch the time frame to from the 10-second to the 1 second. Let's see how that works. Oh, we got some movement now. Whew, the 1 second's where it's at.
We got someone in the chat asking a question here.
Let's hear it.
This is from CryptoPunk. Will this also tell the bot to exit a trade?
Absolutely. 100%. That's why we have the settings here for both the enter, the long, and the short, but also to exit. Absolutely. Oh, there we go. We have a signal. Let's see if it dings.
Thanks for your question, CryptoPunk.
There we go. So it dung. We have the log that's sent. And if we go take a look at our dashboard, there's a signal, BTC USD. And it completed. And I'm rich. I'm out of here. See you, folks. Cancel that tattoo for TradersPost. I don't need this anymore. I'm good. No, but just like that, it's super simple, super easy. We're seeing here. Let's just take a look at the So we have an order. If we take a look on TradersPost, we can see what the signal was. This is the signal that came in. Slippage insight. Let's see. We're on the paper broker, so it's going to be delayed information. But yeah, that's cool. It executed in less than a second, 717 milliseconds, which is great, fantastic. And when it exits the position, let's see if we can get an exit on this one, just to see if we can satisfy our viewers. 4,000 people watching. Wow, never been so popular. Like and subscribe, folks. Like and subscribe. You want to see more of this stuff? You want to see more coding in public, vibe coding in public, automated trading, vibe coding in public? How many cool, awesome words can you have in one? Linda Raschke, Claude Code, Opus 4, Midjourney, there. Come on, AI. Come on, Algo. Flow through to us. Like and subscribe. We love to get your feedback. I want to know what you want us to create. Oh, there we go. We got an exit. Exit signal came in. If we head back to our signals, there's the exit, and my position is gone. If I go to that broker, no position is found. Guys, we did it.
We did it.
We made the most profitable trading strategy on the planet. 1,000% gain guaranteed on every trade. 100% success rate. Did I get the keywords? Did we get the keywords?
Game change.
Game changer. Exactly.
So, okay. So basically what happened here, this is part 2 of this project, where you took an indicator explanation from a YouTube transcript.
I took the YouTube video, toss that YouTube video into a transcript, grab the transcript, toss that transcript into an AI. I say, build me this in Pine script. Fed the baby Pine script a bunch of information about the documentation and all that. It made the Pine script, go back and forth, fix any problems, fix any errors, look at it, give it screenshots, whatever, until it gets to where it needs to be. And then I ask it, connect it to TradersPost by adding the alert system to it. It then uses the webhook system through TradingView and sends an alert to TradersPost. So you can actually, I mean, we've been doing this like slow, we've been joking around and stuff like that, but you can spin up all kinds of strategies that before you could not do. You could not do. Just the other day, someone, last night, someone messaged me and said, hey, how much would you charge if to convert this YouTube video into a strategy? This is something that people ask for. Can you turn this YouTube video? This is very interesting. I want to try this out. Can you turn this into a working strategy for me? And I go, sure. This is my fee, but just watch Blueprint and you'll be able to do it yourself. You should be able to use AI to do it yourself. Now, I know I'm using a thing that costs $200 a month. I get that. But you don't have to do that. You can choose a $100 a month one. If you don't want that, you can use the cursor thing for $20 a month. But what's great about it is that you can go from idea to execution in what? An hour? Less than an hour? So it's a brave new world. I want this power in the hands of all kinds of people. Look, Peter, we got to go. Is there anything else you want to say?
Yeah, we got a comment. CryptoPunks got a follow-up here. Nice. Did it execute on the strategy or the indicator on TradingView?
On the, the strategy indicator. So basically over here, we had, this is the indicator on the chart. And so we got the long entry and the exit over here. We can see it even in the strategy tester for the trades. If we see the trade here that happened here and here, the entry and then the stop loss, and then the alert that actually appeared in our logs over here. So enter and exit. So it's happening on the strategy on TradingView. And then it's sending the signal to TradersPost to execute there as well. That's the beauty of TradersPost. The heavy lifting of connecting to brokers and crypto exchanges and prop firms and all the rest of it. There's another keyword. It's challenging. Peter, I'm sure you didn't know how challenging it was until you got into the TradersPost game and you see what's going on in the back end and you realize there's a lot that goes on to make sure that the lights stay on in order to make sure your signal gets through. And so the idea that you don't have to handle any of that dirty work, that heavy lifting, and it's for people like Mike and John to handle that stuff. And you just get to think about the idea of what kind of strategy you want to make and then connect it up into this amazing system. Well, the future is here, folks. The future is here. I'm going to go get my TradersPost face tattoo because I see the writing on the wall. I see that I'm going to be automated. But until then, I'll be back next Thursday with another blueprint. And if there's anything you guys want to see, any video you want us to convert, or if you have a particular idea that you love for me to turn into a strategy, hey, message me. People have been doing that. Message me, and we'll see what we can do. All right, that's it. Anything else, Peter?
Remember to like and subscribe, but also check us out on X, TradersPost Inc. on X. The conversation happens there. It's continuous. X is open 24/7, and so is Tom. Tom is up until 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. vibe coding. So you can always reach out. Always looking for your ideas. Loving your participation. Thank you, folks, for watching. Really appreciate that.
Awesome. All right, time to go work out because these guns aren't going to make themselves. Whatever the move is.
No.
Ciao, folks.